Station 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. You know, the thing we are always reminded of over and over and over again in this room here on this radio show is that we live in an amazing community. People get together and come together for the good of other people over and over again. It's just amazing how many times we see this. Laura Burns is with CareerSource, Citrus-Levy-Marion, and obviously the work that they do to make sure that we all have great careers so that we can have lives that we're proud of and feel good about ourselves. I mean, the work is amazing, and you've covered 3 counties. That's larger than 3 Rhode Islands. We always compare everything to Rhode Island. And today we're talking about Habitat's Phoenix Rising?
This is Phoenix Rising.
You know you didn't even have a microphone there. I'm sorry.
Youth Build.
Good morning, Laura.
It's a partnership with CareerSource, Citrus-Levy-Marion, Habitat for Humanity of Marion County, the City of Ocala. This time around, it's the Marion County Board of County Commissioners. These gentlemen will talk about the partnership, but this is a true partnership amongst many players in the community that has resulted in a wonderful, wonderful program. And of course, we're familiar with the concept of Phoenix rising from the ashes,
right.
And that's sort of how we give deserving young adults a second chance to become productive and really get on the right path and do wonderful things for.
Right. Laura, did you all come in your VW Bug? Did you all arrive in the same car?
We did not.
Was there room for me? I wanted to come too.
We teleported here.
Well, thank you for what you're doing. So before we introduce your guests, do you have any job fairs you want to talk about?
Just very briefly, because as you can see, we have wonderful folks here, and I want them to take the time. We have a hiring event tomorrow. The Hallmark companies, that's not the card companies. This is a management company. They're hiring for maintenance at the River Reach Apartments in Crystal River, but they're having a hiring event at our Citrus County Career Center in LeCanto, and also tomorrow a workshop that's running from 3 to 4 o'clock here in our Ocala Career Center. It's workplace communication skills for English as a second language speaker. I remember the last time I mentioned this, I said ESL, and he said, "What's that stand for?" I was like, but English as a second language speaker, workplace communication skills, and that's a free workshop going on at our Career Center here in Ocala. So really, that's what I wanted to touch on. I really want you guys to learn about the Phoenix Rising Youth Build project, which is kicking off again after about a 3-year hiatus here in Marion County.
Oh, okay.
But it's of all the wonderful things I get to do in my job, being able to participate in any small way in this project, it's the highlight of my year when we do the graduations, the wall raising, all of that. It's just it's so life-affirming.
It is amazing.
Wonderful.
Robin has participated in a couple of the builds, and my sister did, my son, his wife did. So let me start with Daquan Clifford. You are a graduate of the program. Good morning.
Good morning.
What does that mean? You graduated from the program. What does that mean?
I successfully completed it with my diploma.
Okay. And where were you before that?
At the time, I had just came from Orlando, Florida, and I worked on a job where you hold the sign up for... Oh, you were one of those sign-holding guys?
Yeah. Oh, okay. What was that like?
I didn't like it.
Oh, I bet. Do you have to dance? They all dance.
No, I just stood there.
I would too. I wouldn't dance. I would say you dance. I'm not dancing. Okay, so where'd you stand, in Orlando?
No, here in Ocala.
Oh, you did it in Ocala?
Yeah, that was my first job here.
What was going through your brain at that time? I got to get out of this?
Yeah, it got to be something better.
So where did you go?
I actually talked to my cousin who got me to move down here, and she told me, I was telling her that I need my GED, and she told me about CareerSource, and I called.
Oh my gosh, you are a great success story. Mm-hmm. So you went to CareerSource.
I actually called first, and I spoke to Miss Heaven, I believe, and then she
told me. That's a great name.
Yeah. She asked me what kind of job experience I had. I told her, and I told her I had did some side work in construction. She transferred me to Mr. Darren, and then at the time they set me up a meeting and everything. I came in, did the application and everything, and then I got put in the program.
And what is the program? Is it a GED type of a program?
Well, I'm going to just, if it's okay, pass that on to Brian or Dale so they can talk about it, because it's not only building homes in partnership with Habitat. There's a whole other component of the hands-on classroom training for employability skills, and if you need to get your high school diploma or your GED, you can. If you will end up with industry standard certifications, not just in construction, but other industries. So, Brian, if you want to.
Well, can I, Laura?
Sure.
I just want to finish with Daquan real quickly. So I'll just fast forward to where I wanted to go. Obviously, we can get some of the details from the other gentleman in the room. So where are you now? Are you graduated? Are you doing something better than holding sign?
Yes, I am. I work at Cheney Brothers right now.
Nice. Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Wow, Laura, that's the reason we love you. I mean, you absolutely changed lives, and David, you guys are such a great organization. David French is who I was addressing right there, also with CareerSource. So let me start with the other David, Dave Lehman from Habitat. Good to see you again.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. We love you.
Thank you, sir.
You hate when a guy tells you he loves you?
Well,
I love you.
in the right tenor, it's okay.
No, I'm silly. Laura says I can be silly. The contract we have with Laura says, Larry, you can be silly 10% of the time.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Okay.
So yes, the idea that you build homes for people who might not otherwise have a home is just outstanding. It's an amazing program.
Well, it is a great opportunity for, as you say, folks that would otherwise never have the opportunity of home ownership.
Yeah, and a nice home too.
They are. They're very nice. They're brand new homes, typically a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Right. Do you call it a ministry? I can't remember.
We do call it a housing ministry. While it is non-denominational,
right?
We do all of our work through faith.
Because you're ministering to people, you know.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
It doesn't necessarily mean religion, I guess.
It's we call it a hand up, not a handout.
So your involvement with the Phoenix Rising Project, explain that.
Well, it's a combination of a couple of things. We have one of our construction managers, Paul Scrambling, who works with the youth in the youth build. And we've had a couple of different ways to participate. Initially, we had some family partners in our program, and the youth build helped build the houses for our family partners. And we contribute both that way as well as with Paul, our one of our building supervisors. Paul works and supervises the youth on the building. So it could be a Habitat home, or it could be a home sponsored by another political subdivision. The city of Ocala has been a participant in the program as well.
Right.
So we can go about it either way, as a sponsor with Paul as our building supervisor, or as in other cases, we've had some built for our family partners.
So, go ahead, Ron.
Oh, I just want to say I got Dale's name wrong. Every time Dale comes in here, I always call him David, and I don't know why, but it's Dale French, and I apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's my fault. I always get Dale's name wrong.
the worst
so
thing I've been
I have
called.
to.
You know why that is? Because we know a David French too, and he's also not French. And Brian, I didn't want to leave you out either. So Habitat for Humanity and CareerSource have teamed up to build a house. Is
That's part of it. That's half of it.
Okay.
That's half
What's
of
the
it.
other half?
That's the classroom training and employability. We match up the participants with career coach, and Heaven Cologne is going to be the partner for all the participants. And there's classroom hands-on training, so individuals, if they need their high school diploma or their GED, can earn it. They will also work toward getting OSHA certifications, and you guys can get into all the details, and other industry certifications, and also employability skills, how to interview, how to write your resume, all those pieces. So really, I want to defer to Dale and to Brian.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
No, it's
that's
my
okay.
error.
No, it's all right.
The other Dale.
The other Dale, yeah. The other Dale in the room.
So Dale?
So it is actually when we get into talking Phoenix Rising in the Youth Build, it's a fairly massive program, really, when you get into the inner workings of it. And that's why it takes a partnership between Habitat for Humanity, the City of Ocala, Marion County. The Sheriff's Department is going to be involved with us this go-around, providing some leadership training to the students. And it is a very large program because it incorporates building houses. And the thought process behind it is when you get into building a house, it's the teamwork as well as the competency it takes to actually raise a house from the ground up.
Right.
A lot of inner working with that. Combined with that, classroom training that will involve construction training. The classroom training will also involve GED for those that don't have their GED diploma. And with this go around, because this is actually our second official awarded Youth Build grant, we're going to do some additional training outside of the construction field. And with all of the distribution centers and logistics facilities that we have opening up in Ocala, the students will also participate in forklift and warehouse training. So they'll receive the forklift certification and OSHA training and some different things there through the college. So that when they leave the program, we understand that most of the students aren't going to go into the construction field. And the idea behind it is that the thought isn't that they're going to go into the construction field, but they're going to carry the skills and life skills that they learned in the program into other occupations. So that's why we wanted to add some other training that's very relevant to this area on top of the construction training, on top of the GED training. So when they leave, they're very well equipped to find a job in this area.
Brian, would you say it's ultimately all about preparing somebody so they're more prepared, whether it's life skills or building skills? I mean, building skills do come in handy. If your roof caves in, you can fix it a little bit.
Yes, it's a combination of everything that you just mentioned. Life skills is important. We're trying to provide changes in their life different from what they're accustomed to before, how they were raised, whatever their background is. So we're trying to mold some change in their life to help produce some additional successes in their life with career pathways, for example, trying to get them where they need to be. And like Dale said, it doesn't necessarily have to be construction. They're learning things on the construction site, they're developing their soft skills, learning how to get along with each other and so forth, and learning that strong work ethic and attitude and all those things that come into play to help groom them and shape them to become a productive employee, let's say. But a lot of our young adults that graduate do end up in comparable or situations where they're working in construction or relatable type occupations.
Like the Kwame had some background.
Exactly. He leveraged that to get him where he's at today through the opportunity and earned all kinds of different things from it.
You know what I'm wondering, Daquan, from you? I'm guessing when you entered into the program, I mean, you had a lot of knowledge, but you just had no way of documenting it, because a lot of us have that. You have life, you just learn in the course of a lifetime, but there's no school giving you a piece of paper that says, oh, I know how to do this. So is that kind of what you did? You played the game. Life is kind of like a game. And did you look at it that way? And did you learn things in there that you didn't know already?
Yes, I did. When I got in there, I didn't really like to talk to people at all. I learned I had to talk to people to get the job done.
The soft skills that Laura talks about all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? People don't realize how important that is, but it really is, right?
Yeah.
So were you the guy like in the factory instead of the guy at the counter? Because usually that's how it works, right? The guy at the counter can talk, the guy in the factory can do the work, and the two never seem to meet. Like in a factory that has always a front office. Like Robin was always in the front office, and I was always in the back, like hammering things. You didn't know us back then, Laura. But
Larry, if I can jump in, one of the things, and he's right, he's developed so much more confidence in himself and patience and all the other things that go into it. And just to kind of share a little bit of some of his successes, when he graduated, he's now been spotlighted in a magazine. He's also been on Cox Cable. He's been on cable TV through the Marion County School Board. So
Nice.
So now the next thing is booking a gig with Oprah Winfrey or something. But he's done quite a bit.
Wait a minute. So Laura, let me ask you to talk to somebody who can benefit from the program. What do they do?
The participants.
Somebody listening who says, "Wait a minute, I want to learn more about this. I want to get in on this."
Right. Well, this is for 18
to 24 years of age, and any young adult that deserves a hand up, that's looking to earn their high school diploma, that's looking for some changes, they're spinning their wheels, they need guidance. So we'll assess them, we'll provide services to them to overcome some barriers in their life through this opportunity. So anybody 18 to 24 that meets the eligibility with sometimes income, not all the time though, but they have maybe a past offense in their life, or maybe they're a parenting young adult, or maybe they're basic skills deficient, or again, they're a high school dropout. Any of those young adults that are listening right now, or any families that know young adults that are in that criteria, please have them contact us, and we're right now looking to actively recruit young adults for this next phase coming up in January.
Wow, I emphasize it all the time, Laura. Your ears must burn a lot because we talk about you and CareerSource all the time. The work that you do is so amazing, because it's not just like when I was a kid, a job agency was basically a job agency. All right, here's a job, go check it out, and they give you an index card with an address. And then you walked in there, next thing you know, you're sweeping a floor or something like that. But you guys actually look at the potential of a person and help to guide that person. It's like the ultimate in guidance counseling.
You just said a key word with potential. A lot of the young adults that we work with, initially, they don't realize they have that potential. So through this process, so to speak, with this opportunity for Phoenix Rising Youth Build, they're learning that they do have that potential.
And one thing that I have witnessed is we talk about teamwork, and that's critical, but they're also developing leadership skills. There is a leader out of this group every week, and just about everyone who graduates it becomes a leader, and they understand how to motivate, how to get the team to work, and that's a soft skill that has got to be at the head of the list. If you're an employer, you don't want someone who walks in and thinks they know it all, and you don't want someone who's just a team player. Not that that's a bad thing, but someone who can motivate the team, be part of the team, but when they need to step up, be able to do that. And Daquan and so many of the participants, the graduates, just exude that. It is so wonderful at the graduation ceremonies to hear their case managers talk about what they've seen them turn into, and it's extraordinary. And I don't know, Brian, if you want to share some. It's a little confusing because we have the Phoenix Rising program, then we have ones that are funded through the Department of Labor Youth Build grant, but the numbers overall are much larger for Phoenix Rising overall, but when we just look at the Youth Build grant, a little smaller, but still super successful.
Yeah, just under the previous Youth Build grant, we had 74 young adults that we provided services under the Phoenix Rising Youth Build. 69 of them graduated for a 93% success rate.
Nice.
And then out of that bunch, 75% were able to achieve either meaningful employment or post-secondary.
It's got to build confidence. I mean, just having that hammer and those nails and understanding, this is how a house is built, right?
Yeah, and the other thing too, Larry, they have the opportunity throughout their whole life to say, hey, I helped build that house.
Yeah, oh, yes. Yes.
And that's a big thing. But, to Laura's point, one of the biggest components of Phoenix Rising Youth Build is leadership development. So it's kind of it's a series of 5 things. It's leadership development, it's education, it's training, it's construction, and it's graduation success. That's what we're looking at. Those are the 5 main components of Youth Build Phoenix Rising.
And Dave, everything with Habitat for Humanity, you incorporate everything, because when people go to volunteer to work on the sites, nobody knows how much money they have, what religion they are, anything like that. Everybody works together, and you are such an integral part of our community.
Well, we appreciate that, and we're also always trying to recruit family partners. And this young man who's come through the Youth Build project, we've encouraged him to come visit us, and perhaps he could be a homeowner in Habitat as well.
Oh, wow. Have you felt the leadership? Because I'm guessing, I know this about people, that how many employers probably have had that quiet guy who all of a sudden demonstrated some talent, and the boss says, oh my gosh, well, how come you never told us you could do this? Because I don't know, I'm a little shy, I don't know how to express myself. And so have you felt that blossoming feeling of becoming a leader?
Yeah, yes, I have.
Do you have children?
1.
Yes. Well, that's a perfectly. There's nobody to be a leader better too than that child, right? Well, that's great stuff. I love success stories, and you guys you all do such a great job in our community. Thank you for what you do. I always mention the website is CareerSourceCLM.com. CLM stands for Citrus-Levy-Marion. That's 3 Rhode Islands worth of size.
Well, and also we do have a page for this project up on our website. But Brian, if you wouldn't mind giving the phone number.
Absolutely.
So that, and I can't tell you how many parents have marched into our centers and said, maybe dragging their child with them, saying, sign him up or sign her up. And make no mistake, there are young ladies just as much as gentlemen that participate and excel
I'm glad to hear that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All this stuff about women being violated in the showbiz industry, it just shows you how unfair we've been to each other. Not all of us, thank God, but enough of us to make us realize we gotta straighten our act up. Yeah,
we have a lot of young ladies participate. So Brian, if you
some of our young ladies are, really hard workers. They do an excellent job on the construction site. We do all the upfront training and motivate them, inspire
Robin's
them.
DNA is at one of those sites.
Yeah.
She lost blood with a hammer.
I did. I missed.
But if I could, Larry, I just want to share that phone number for those that may be interested in this opportunity. Please, we encourage you to call Heaven Cologne. That's our career coach. It's going to be really working closely with the young adults. She can talk with them. She can assess them, make sure that they might be eligible for the opportunity, and any questions they might have. And it's no cost. So the phone number is 732-1700, and her extension is 2293. So 732-1700, extension 2293.
And she's really nice. She's my neighbor. She's really
That's your neighbor.
fabulous. Yeah,
She
that's
lights up a
heaven.
room.
She's wonderful.
What's her last name again?
Cologne.
She's
Cologne.
wonderful.
Heaven
She's
Cologne.
really great gal.
She's very passionate about our young adults, and she'll take good care of anybody that contacts her and make sure they get the information they need.
And I'm sorry, I just wanted to mention that there's also a participation, what we call it, payment stipend.
That's right.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
From A to Z, they're going to get, of course, all these free training opportunities, all the credentials we mentioned, whether it's a forklift, the professional customer service we provide.
And you pay them?
OSHA, and we give them an hourly stipend along the way, so there's no excuses. We remove all the barriers, any transportation barriers they might have, anything. We're going to work with them. Again, they'll have no excuses. So we're going to remove all those things, and we're going to increase their odds to be able to complete this and then move on past that.
And what is the age for the Phoenix Rising
18
Youth
to 24.
Program?
Yes, ma'am.
18 to 24.
You're building lives and you're building houses, and I should have said it the other way around.
Well, that's the unique opportunity, Larry, because they obviously they're working on themselves, but then they give back. They give back to the Phoenix, to the Habitat homes and building those homes for deserving families. But then also they're engaged in community service with this. So there's a lot of different things that go into this to really help shape their lives.
Dave Lehman, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Don't be a stranger. Dale French, thank you for coming in. Let me make sure I got everybody's name. Brian Connard?
Yes, sir.
Is that right? Thank you for coming in. Daquan Clifford, thank you for coming in. Congratulations on your success.
And for sharing your story. It takes a lot of courage to share a story like that.
Yeah, we're so proud of you. Yes. And if you're spinning a sign out there, that's awesome. But, go to CareerSource and let somebody else spin a sign. Everybody has to have their spinning sign moment. You know what mine was? Mine was making tacos. That was my spinning sign part of my life. I made tacos on the beach in California. Oh, it was horrible.
I was going to say, that sounds so bad.
And the
really.
beach.
Well, the beach was great. Yeah. But the flies, this place had a lot of flies. Laura Burns, thank you for what you do and for what CareerSource does. You guys do an outstanding job making sure that we have careers, not just jobs.
Right. And people can call you, Laura, for careers if they want to be a part of
call that 1-800-434-JOBS. That's 5627 for general information. But call Heaven to learn about, or call that number and ask to be transferred, whatever you can remember.
I knew Robin's neighbor was Heaven, but I thought there can't be two Heavens in this world. Heaven Cologne, 732-1770, extension 2293. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
From the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster.